And the NBA draft is always a time where things are going to be overthought. There's going to be tons of rumors, all this type of stuff going out. But one thing that I did not expect to really hear a serious conversation about. Now, of course, fans, we have different conversations all day, right? But this one comes from ESPN. ESPN's Cory Alexander claimed that not only could Darryn Peterson slip in the draft when it comes time to make the selections, he's projected to go number 1 or number 2. He said that there's a scenario which he can fall down to number 5, saying this. There are a number of scenarios where he's not 2. He could fall down to 5, even later than that, simply because of how many players, as we look at this graphic, how many guys there are in this draft that could eventually be generational talents. You're talking about guys who absolutely could be all-stars and beyond. And here's the thing, right? We're talking about the whys of why this could legitimately happen, because I do think there is a legitimate conversation over, some of the things going on with Darryn Peterson and conversation around him that he could eventually go out of the top 4, right? I think it's a very, very slim scenario. I think it would have to come in with other teams making trades, things like that. But I do want to also point out, because we like to talk about both sides of the conversation here, is that Jeremy Woo, ESPN's draft analyst, did push back on the chance of this, saying this. As a talent, I love Darryn Peterson. He's an elite talent. As a freshman, Peterson excelled on the court for Kansas in 24 games. He didn't play the whole season due to some injuries, which were questioned by fans and pundits. So, what's the questions here? Darryn Peterson averaged 20 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 1.6 assists, shot 43.8% from the floor, and 38% from 3 as well, right? And I think when you look at Darryn Peterson as a prospect and a player, you see everything that Darryn Peterson does. He actually gives a shit about the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, he could be a monster. I know that there have been some comps for Darryn Peterson that I don't necessarily agree with, but I do look at Darryn and I say, it feels like if he locks in, and I say if, because you never know if a player is going to lock in, or if sometimes the personality traits of a player do actually hurt them more than you expect. But if he locks in, there's Anthony Edwards level upside to Darryn Peterson. I truly do feel that way, right? I think, he's already so advanced and evolved as a scorer. And, the defensive intangibles, I was actually surprised to see that his wingspan came in as low as what it came in at, because I think that this is a guy that overall, you see, he uses his length defensively really well. He knows how to understand how to overcome, faster players with his length. And that's not to say that he's not a fast player himself. It's just that there's there. Right now, for what it's worth, most of the mock drafts still have Darryn Peterson going number 1, number 2. I think there are very few that have him going number 3. That may have changed, right? Because there are so many mocks now that drop week in and week out. With us being this close to the draft, it's part of the territory. It just comes with it. But is there a serious chance that Darryn